Class can be. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Only 18, 19 are present. What happened? Why so less? Yes. Yeah, anyone has got any doubt, anything to ask? No. So yesterday we have finished what is machine, what a machine can do, what a machine can't do, and then definitions, the terms related to machine. Load, effort, mechanical advantage, velocity ratio, efficiency. So these are the terms which we have already discussed. Now today we shall discuss principle of a machine.
Sir, like previous class, you record this also and put it.
Yes, I'm recording also.
Like- Yes.
Yeah, it is recording. Principle of machine. So a machine works on the law of conservation of energy. According to which total work done by machine is equal to or will be equal to whatever you may say is equal to the work done on the machine. So machine does not violate the law. So machine does not violate the law of conservation of energy. That means a machine will do that much work, whatever work is done on the machine. So it is not multiplying the work. So whatever energy is given, whatever the form may be, sometimes we are giving energy in the form of chemical energy, but it is producing some other form, mechanical energy or light energy, whatever it may be. So it can simply do that much work, whichever work is done on the machine. That is the basic principle. Machine can't multiply work, or a machine can't multiply energy. Naturally, it can't multiply power also. So we say total work done by machine will be equal to work done on the machine. total work done by the machine will be equal to work done on the machine. Whatever work is done on the machine will do that much work only. Now here we have written total work, because we know when a machine is doing some work, what will be? Some work will be useful and some work will be useless. For example, when we are using the fixed pulley to lift water from the well, the pulley is doing both the work. It is lifting water as well as lifting bucket also. So whatever work is done in lifting bucket, that is useless, because that is not our purpose. Here useless means what? Which is the work which is done, which is useless at that particular moment, or which we can't use at that particular moment. So that's why it will be total work done. Or sometimes we say total output work. Total output work will be equal to input work. So this output will have two parts. One will be useful and other will be useless. So if we add these two work, then only it will be equal to input work. If you are asked to state the principle of machine, then only up to here, or maximum up to here you can do. Then you will write that is total work done by the machine is equal to work done on the machine. Now output work means what? Whatever work is done by the machine in overcoming the load. Total output means in overcoming total load. Total load means what? Useful plus useless. Total load. So whatever work is done by the machine in overcoming useful and useless load, that will be equal to work done by the effort, because input work means work done by effort. So it can be work done in overcoming total load will be equal to work done by effort. So total load means capital load into distance moved by load will be equal to effort into distance moved by effort. So this L into DL will be equal to E into, DE here, where what is L? Total load. E, effort applied. DL is distance moved by the load, and DE is distance moved by effort during same interval of time. L, total load. Total load overcome by machine. Effort is E, effort applied on machine. DL is distance moved by the load. Distance moved by useful load or distance moved by total load will be same. When water is lifted by 1 meter, bucket will be lifted by 1 meter. So total load will be lifted by 1 meter only. So distance, DL is distance moved by load, and D is what? Distance moved by effort during same interval of time. That also you have to mention. Same interval of time. Now, so from this what we will get? This L over E is D over DL. Now what is this L over E?
Mechanical advantage.
What is that? L over E?
Mechanical advantage.
Mechanical advantage.
It is wrong. Any other?
Efficient.
Yes?
Velocity ratio.
The velocity ratio L by E. What is this L by E? Is ideal mechanical advantage. Mechanical advantage, if you are saying mechanical advantage means actual mechanical advantage. So it is not actual mechanical advantage. It is ideal mechanical advantage. If machine become ideal, then what will be its mechanical advantage? That is maximum mechanical advantage of a, or maximum possible value of the mechanical advantage of a machine. That is the difference between actual and ideal. So this capital L over E is ideal mechanical advantage. Now what is this D over DL?
Velocity ratio.
Velocity ratio. It is the, as we have assumed, D is what? Distance moved by effort during same interval of time. Whatever interval you are taking for load, during same interval it is. So it is distance moved by effort, distance moved by load during same interval of time. So it is velocity ratio. So from the principle of machine, what we got? This ideal mechanical advantage will always be equal to velocity ratio. So this relation is valid for any machine. Whether we will discuss lever, pulley, or whatever machine we are considering, this ideal mechanical advantage and velocity ratio is always same. Now, what are the factors on which this ideal mechanical advantage or velocity ratio depends? Simply we learn this velocity ratio or ideal mechanical advantage of a machine depend only on construction of machine. Unless there is change in some construction, VR or IMA does not vary with load or effort. If you are changing the load or if you are changing the effort, velocity ratio of machine will not vary. Yeah, we will discuss how it can be changed. So different examples will come afterwards also. For example, suppose I am having this plier here. This is also lever. Now, if you are holding this one pen here, the force which is required to hold will be different if we are holding the same pen here. This is change in construction. The load earlier it was kept here, now we have kept here. So position of load is changed, or sometimes what will be, in place of one pulley we are using three pulley. In place of small lever we will use lower lever. So in place of this plier, this size, we may increase the arm of this plier. So in that case, it will increase or it will change. So if there is any type of any change in construction of the machine, then only velocity ratio will change. So this important part frequently we use while solving the numerical. This velocity ratio or ideal mechanical advantage will remain same if we are not going to change the machine. If the same machine is used, means velocity ratio or ideal mechanical advantage will be same. Okay, now one more relation we have already derived, that was this useless load. This X we have derived one relation. This was IMA minus MA. No, or forgot. Okay, then I am deriving again. Suppose this velocity ratio we are saying it is IMA. That is what? Total load. Here one line you leave, otherwise this effort in place of IMA we can use MA also, VR also. So this also one formula we frequently use to find useless load. Now how it came? If you have forward that relation, again we are deriving. So this IMA will be L by E. So this is L plus X over E. Total load is useful load plus useless load. L by E plus X by E. Now what is this L by E?
Mechanical advantage.
Ideal mechanical advantage.
Which one?
Mechanical advantage.
Mechanical advantage or actual mechanical advantage. It is not ideal mechanical advantage. Ideal will be total load. This is ideal mechanical advantage. Capital L over E. Small l over E means useful load by effort. That is mechanical advantage or actual mechanical advantage. So this we got MA plus X by E. So from here what will you get? So this X by E is VR minus MA. That means this X will be E VR minus MA. So useless load we can find by this formula. Now, what are the useless load of a machine? Useless load of a machine. So, it is weight of movable parts of a machine. Like is sometimes it will be movable, sometimes it will fixed. If the pulley is fixed, it is not useless load. When we use movable pulley, then pulley load of weight of the pulley will become useless load. So if any part of the machine is moving, if it is stationary, that is not useless. But the moving part of the machine, if it is having some weight, then that weight of the moving part. And second will be the friction. Acting between different moving parts. So these are the mainly these useless load. And due to this only, the mechanical advantage will always be less than ideal mechanical advantage. So this due to useless load, this actual mechanical advantage or mechanical advantage will always be less than ideal mechanical advantage or velocity rate. This L by E will always be less than L by E. And L is less than. So for all practical machine, mechanical advantage will be less than ideal mechanical advantage. So practically, mechanical advantage will be less than velocity ratio.
Sir, mechanical advantage and actual mechanical advantage both are same.
Sir, then why
Question
we
paper, mechanical advantage is asked, that means you are asked actual mechanical advantage. So we say mechanical advantage of any practical machine will be less than its velocity ratio. Now, when we will say a machine is ideal, if there is
When the machine is
useless-
not performing any.
if machine is ideal, that means it has got no useless load, no useless work. All work are useful only. Then only machine will be
One
ideal.
mechanical advantage equals to 1.
So a machine is ideal if its useless load is or if it has no useless load, you can write. That is the total load overcome by machine is useful. So all are useful only. So what will be for an ideal machine? This x will become 0. That means this L and L are equal. So what will be for an ideal machine? Mechanical advantage or ideal mechanical advantage will be equal to velocity ratio. So MA will be equal to velocity. This is for an ideal machine. This is mechanical advantage. This is ideal mechanical advantage, which is velocity ratio also. So if machine is ideal, then only MA and VR will be same, equal. So relation between MA, VR and efficiency of a machine. Now we have already defined the efficiency of a machine. So as we know, we will start from here if we are asked to derive. Then we will start from here. As we know, efficiency of a machine is given by the ratio useful work done by machine by it to the work done or input, useful work done by it to the work done by effort on it during same interval of time. So whatever work is done by the machine, so we say useful output work by input work. Useful work done by machine, that we call output work, and work done by effort, that we call input work. Or same thing you can write, efficiency will be useful work done by the machine to the work done on the machine, or we can say useful work done by the machine by work done on the machine. So this useful output work, so what will be this? This will be work done by machine in overcoming useful load. By work done on the machine by effort. So this is L into DL by E into DE. work done in overcoming load, that is load into distance moved by load, effort into distance moved by effort. As we have not defined symbol anywhere, so here you have either you will explain beforehand only, let this be there, or here you will write where L is useful load overcome by machine. E is effort applied. On the machine. DL is distance moved. DE and DL both you can together you can write. DL and DE are distance moved by load and effort during same interval of time. This always you have to mention. So L is useful load overcome by the machine. E is effort applied on the machine. DL and DE are distance moved by load and effort respectively. Also you should write distance moved by load and effort respectively during same interval of time. Over. Yes, anywhere, any confusion? No. Then what will be efficiency, which we have given the symbol eta, that can be written L over E into L over E. So this is MA 1 by VR. Yes. 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 Any confusion here? VR is So it will be, as you know, velocity ratio is E over dl. So what is the relation? So final relation we got, this efficiency will be MA over VR. So efficiency of any machine is given by the ratio of MA and VR. MA and VR. Now, for a practical machine, this MA is less than VR. Therefore, what will be? This efficiency will be less than 1 or 100%. Because MA will be always less than VR. That we have already proved. For an ideal machine, MA is equal to VR. So for any practical machine, efficiency will be less than 100%. What does it mean? Whatever work we are doing on the machine, a small percentage of that will be converted or will be used in some other form. So all the work what is done on the machine will not be converted into or will not be transmitted to the useful load. Something will be lost. Lost means we will not be able to use at that instant. That's why we say it is lost. Otherwise, there is no term in energy not lost. Total energy of the universe is conserved. So energy can't be created, can't be lost. It is within the universe only. But at that particular instant, we are not able to use that form of energy. That's why we say the energy is lost. So for a practical machine, efficiency will always be less than 100% or less than 1. If machine is ideal, then only whatever work is done on the machine, same work will be done by the machine. There is no machine which can do more work. If machine is ideal, then whatever work is done on the machine, same work will be done by the machine. Got the point? So shall we leave up to here? Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Only 15, 16, 18 are there. Where are the others? I don't understand what will happen to them. How will they manage?